A. Square root of 25x squared. There you go. So I want you to think of this as 5x quantity squared. So because we have a variable involved, when we apply the square root, we would get the absolute value of 5x. You are allowed to break up an absolute value if there's a product or a quotient. So this is the same thing as the absolute value of 5 times the absolute value of x. 5 is a number. What is the absolute value of 5? 5. X is a variable. Since we don't know anything about x, whether it's positive, negative, or 0, the absolute value of ours have to stick around. So 5 times the absolute value of x. How about b? Very good. So for b, again, you can't break up a radical into pieces. So we have to factor the radicand first. X squared minus 4x plus 4 factors as x minus 2 quantity squared. Since we have a variable involved, we get the absolute value of x minus 2. Am I allowed to break up the absolute value as the absolute value of x and then minus 2? No, because it's a subtraction. You can only break it up if it's a product or a quotient. Say, what squared is 225 a to the 6th? 15 a to the 3rd. So now we start to get into cases when you might not need absolute values. We still need an absolute value here because that variable has an odd exponent. So notice before this was a 1, this was a 1, here we had a 3. If your variable still has an odd exponent, then you still need absolute values. We'll compare that to D in a second. How can I rewrite the absolute value of 15a cubed? 15 absolute value of a cubed. So this would be the square root of 20 b to the 4th squared. Since our variable is raised to an even exponent, we do not need absolute values.